Let's continue our walkthrough of the Maryland sales contract with Section 5. Hey everyone, I'm John Barzak, a realtor with Integrity Real Estate, and this is Maryland Real Estate with John, where we break down the home buying and home selling process step by step. In the previous video, we walked through Sections 2 through 4 of the Maryland Realtors Residential Contract of Sale, where we discussed financing, inspections, and property-specific disclosures. In this video, we'll continue with Section 5 of the contract, which covers a variety of general disclosures that buyers and sellers should understand. Some of these disclosures apply only in certain situations, while others are simply informational notices required by Maryland law. If you have the contract in front of you, you can follow along as we move through each paragraph. Let's jump in. The first paragraph of Section 5 explains that the buyer has the right to receive a Maryland residential property disclosure and disclaimer statement from the seller. This document requires the seller to either disclose known defects in the property or provide a disclaimer stating the seller is not making representations about the condition of the property. Even when a disclaimer is used, the seller must still disclose known latent defects, which are serious issues that may not be visible during a normal inspection. Paragraph 35 reminds buyers that some properties in Maryland are subject to ground rent. Ground rent means the homeowner owns the building but pays a regular fee to the owner of the land. If ground rent applies to the property, failing to pay it can allow the ground leaseholder to place a lien on the property. Paragraph 36A addresses federal lead-based paint disclosure requirements. For homes built before 1978, sellers must disclose any known information about the presence of lead-based paint or lead hazards. Buyers must also be given a copy of the EPA pamphlet titled, "Protect Your Family from Lead in Your Home." Paragraph 36B refers to the EPA Renovation, Repair, and Painting Rule, often called the RRP Rule. If certain improvements involving painted surfaces were performed in homes built before 1978, the contractors performing that work must have followed federal lead safety regulations. This notice simply informs buyers that those rules may apply. Paragraph 36C discusses the Maryland Lead Poisoning Prevention Program. The program primarily applies to rental properties built before 1978. Landlords must register those properties with the Maryland Department of the Environment and follow specific lead safety requirements. Paragraph 37 informs the buyer that if a home warranty plan is offered as part of the sale, the warranty may only cover certain systems or components. Buyers should review the warranty brochure carefully to understand exactly what is covered and what is not. Paragraph 38 advises buyers that Maryland Realtors provides an informational brochure titled, "The New Reality of Property Insurance: What You Should Know." The purpose of the brochure is to explain current challenges in obtaining property insurance, including increasing costs and changing underwriting standards. Paragraph 39A explains that the property may be located in an area where flood insurance is required or recommended. Flood insurance premiums are determined by the National Flood Insurance Program and are based on the property's flood risk. Buyers should be aware that flood insurance premiums can sometimes increase significantly after a property changes ownership. Paragraph 39B explains that flood maps are periodically updated by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA. Changes to these maps can affect whether a property is located within a flood zone and whether flood insurance is required. Paragraph 40 describes the Maryland Real Estate Guarantee Fund. The fund provides limited protection for consumers if they suffer financial losses due to fraud or misconduct by a licensed real estate professional. Under certain circumstances, buyers may be able to recover losses of up to $50,000 through this program. Paragraph 41 provides notice that some properties may be located within the Chesapeake and Atlantic Coastal Bays critical area. These areas are subject to additional environmental and zoning regulations designed to protect sensitive coastal ecosystems. Properties located within this zone may have restrictions related to land use, construction, or development. Paragraph 42 informs buyers that portions of a property may be classified as wetlands. Wetlands are protected environmental areas, and development or construction within wetlands often requires approval from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers or other regulatory authorities. Paragraph 43 states that buyers who want information about criminal activity or the location of registered sex offenders should contact local law enforcement agencies or consult the Maryland Sex Offender Registry. Real estate agents are not responsible for investigating or providing this information. Paragraph 44 notifies buyers that the property may be located near a military installation. Military operations can sometimes create noise from aircraft, training activities, or other operations. Paragraph 45 contains several important clarifications regarding the role of real estate agents. It states that brokers and agents are not making representations about many technical aspects of the property, such as water quality, soil conditions, environmental hazards, zoning regulations, easements, or the quality of past construction work. Buyers who have concerns about these issues may wish to consult appropriate experts or government authorities. Paragraph 46 informs buyers about the Maryland Homestead Property Tax Credit. Homeowners who use the property as their primary residence may qualify for this credit, which limits how quickly property taxes can increase due to rising property assessments. Paragraph 47 explains that buyers may have the right to appeal the assessed value of the property. If a property is transferred between January 1st and the beginning of the next taxable year, the new owner may submit an appeal within 60 days after the transfer date. So that completes Section 5 of the Maryland Realtors Residential Contract of Sale. This section contains a wide range of disclosures designed to provide buyers with important information about the property, the surrounding environment, and the limits of what real estate agents can represent about the property. Thanks for watching. Whether you're buying or selling, having a full understanding of the contract of sale is critical. Every part of the home buying and home selling process is laid out step by step in my Homebuyers and Home Sellers Handbooks. If you'd like a copy, head over to johnbarzak.com, go to the contact section, and message me for a free PDF of the handbook. I'm happy to send it your way. In the next video, we'll continue our walkthrough with Sections 6 and 7 of the contract, where we'll discuss title transfer, closing costs, settlement procedures, and what happens if a contract is breached. And if you're planning to buy or sell in Maryland, especially in or around Harford County, I'd love to help. Don't forget to subscribe for more real estate insights, and have a great day.